Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining my channel. Today's video is all about beauty. It's about one thing and my experience with this one thing. So it's gonna be a short video. Let's get right into it. So as you know, I've been going on a fragrance journey, for lack of a better way to describe it. I've been dabbling since I've started this channel, basically on starting getting perfumes. I used to be in the body sprays, just like everyone else starts with the body sprays and things like that, and a perfume here and a perfume there, just because I just didn't really know what I liked or anything about fragrance for that matter. And it has been a journey since I started this channel, which has been, what, 7 years now. And now I think I'm just like a fragrance lover and a budding fragrance aficionado. I know about notes. I can distinguish between notes. I know, you know what I mean? Like, I know what I like and don't like and why. So I thought that this experience was a really good experience for someone. It's a good experience for someone who is both seasoned as well as someone who is new to fragrance. So for my birthday back in June, my husband got me a gift certificate for a fragrance creating experience. He got one for me and one for a friend. And initially I thought, I'm kind of selfish, so I'm just going to do 2 experiences because I want 2 perfumes. But when I had the opportunity to share it with a friend, I didn't think twice and I did that. So I finally went, over 3 months later, finally went to go and do this experience. And it is at this place called Aroma Workshop on the north side of Chicago. And what I originally thought you would do is similar to my candle making experience, was that you get introduced to the notes, you have time to explore the notes, and you go through the whole process of making the candle yourself. I thought I would do the same thing for the fragrance, but it was actually a little bit different. You come in and they seat you at your own, station with about 100 different fragrance notes, not even exaggerating, it's probably 100 of them. And you go through and you smell each one. And they give you a card with the corresponding notes that are listed on this card. And the intent is that you're supposed to select anywhere from 10 to 15 notes that you like. And from those 10 to 15 notes, after you've smelled and gone through the process of selection, it was grueling, because some of them right off you already know you're not going to like, but then some of them is like, I'm not sure because it's not on the skin, it's on paper, is this, that, you're just not really sure. And after all the trial and error and all the conversation between myself and my friend, I did get it down to, I think, 10 or 11. It was really hard for me to choose because, whatever. What I will say about the fragrance notes before I get into what I selected, before I get into the fragrance notes, I will say that not every fragrance note is created equally. Some are synthetic, some have higher quality, some have lower quality. Depends on where they're sourced from. So a rose is not just a rose. It can smell like a dusty old lady rose, or it can smell very vibrant, young, youthful, or somewhere in between. There's all these different types of roses depending on which type of rose you select. It could be a pink rose, white rose, red rose, what region is selected from, etc., etc., etc. So the rose here, I was really wanting to like it. It smelled like dusty old lady church rose, and I just couldn't get behind it. As much as I wanted to have it in my fragrance, I couldn't get behind it. So all of the fragrance notes that I chose, none of them had rose. I went through, you go through and you pick, and then what happens is, I don't know maybe it's a nose or a perfumer. They go and they look at the notes and think to themselves, which ones of these would smell nice together. And they group 3, what would make a good top, middle, base. And they make 3 different distinct fragrances for you based on the notes that you said you like. And of those 3, I'm pretty sure if I like none of them, they can go back and reformulate all together. But of the 3, there was one that I just didn't like at all. So that was, ruled out right away. And then I was down to 2. Of those 2, they suggest that you go outside and smell it in the fresh air. So I went outside and sniffed the 2, and there was one that was one clear winner, but it just wasn't complex enough for me. That's the other thing about all 3. They were just not complex enough. I would have added at all 10 probably. If I were making the fragrance, I probably would have added all 10 together to figure out some really beautifully combined fragrance, but they only do the 3. So it's pretty simple, as you can tell. And so that very last one that I finally landed on, it was just missing a little something. So I asked them to add some oud to it to make it something that I would get. Now I cannot remember which one I selected, and I do have some B-roll on the labels of the notes. And so hopefully I can put on screen which one I selected. So when you purchase it, you have an opportunity to select what bottle they put it in, because the price of the certificate is the experience plus 1 perfume. And then they bag it up really nicely like this for you. So it has the Perfumer's Workshop on it, and they've labeled it with my name so they don't get it mixed up with anybody else. Everything that you do is labeled with your name so it doesn't get mixed up, which is nice. And this is how it comes. I immediately brought it home and put it in the refrigerator for a while so it can speed up the maceration process. But this is what I landed on. To me, to my eye, it looked blue when you put it through in the sunlight. It still looks blue to me to my eye, but you can't see it. They describe this as a black bottle. So I got a black bottle. Inside of the bottle, they give you a small little care kit. And number 1, it says wait 48 hours before spraying to give cologne base time to marry with the oils. So I did that. I didn't spray it right away. I smelled it at the nozzle. I put it in the refrigerator for about a week. And I think they're married at this point. It says keep out of direct sunlight. It was out of direct sunlight. Of course, it was in the refrigerator, but I will keep these out of direct sunlight. I keep all of my fragrances out of direct sunlight. Store in a cool place. Now the cool place, not so much. It's in my bathroom, but my bathroom is pretty large, so it doesn't retain a lot of heat. So I'm not really too much worried about it, but the temperature does go up and down. So I don't have anywhere else to store my stuff at the moment. And then lastly, it says keep your bottle and order refills at aromaworkshop.com. New bottles are full price, but these would be discounted. So that's pretty cool. So if I love this enough, I can certainly go back and get more, and it'll be at a fraction of the price. I think this might be $40, if I remember correctly. Or is it $65? I don't know. $40, I think it is. And I'll have to see how much a refill costs. I'm going to look online, and maybe if I have the wherewithal, I'll put it on screen. And we're going to smell this together right now because now that it's macerated, maybe it smells a little bit different. So I asked them to put a little something in here to help ground it, but we're gonna see how this smells. It's actually lighter and prettier, like a more feminine than when I originally smelled this. When I originally smelled this, it smelled a bit more spicy, gourmand, and heavy, thick. I could imagine a man wearing it, but I like masculine fragrances, so that's not neither here nor there. But now that it's had some time to kind of sit, it's a bit more powdery and light and fragrant, like a woman's fragrance. It still could be unisex. This would be lighter, something that a man would probably wear to church. Something, like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be like that. But I think I wear more complex fragrances, so it's not bad. It wasn't a bad experience or anything like that. It's just that the notes that I had to choose from and the quality of the notes that they have are not, at this point in my fragrance journey, are not what I'm used to. My girlfriend actually ended up picking 2 of the 3 that she liked. She got the one that came with the whole package, and then she ordered an additional travel size of another one because she couldn't decide. She liked them both, which is great for her. I'm really happy for her. She said she had gotten down to her stinky fragrances. So you know how you have a fragrance collection, and there are some that you gravitate towards all the time, you reach for all the time, and there's others that you don't reach for very often. So I would imagine the ones that she didn't reach for very often were the ones that she was left with, and she wasn't really feeling it. So this was very timely for her. She was able to refresh her fragrance collection, and hopefully this inspires her to continue to dabble and experiment and get more fragrances, because I love fragrances. I got so many, y'all. I'm at a point where I'm starting to do clear outs every so often. Get rid of some, give them away, and whenever I can. So this one is going to be, I don't know what I want to name this one though. I got to give my fragrances, because this doesn't come with a name because I made it. I need to give it a name. That's a part of the experience that they should add. They should add the ability to add a label on the bottom to name your fragrance. I think that would be so super cute. Add to the fun, and they print up a label or whatever and call it whatever. I'm not sure what I would call this. Maybe like Midnight in the Garden of Evil. I don't know. That's what it's giving me. It's giving me a nighttime. That's how rich smelling this is. It's like something you would wear for a nighttime occasion, like something sexier. That you would wear on a date, or that you're going out at night, something that will carry well in the evening, cooler evening time. But yeah, so that was my experience, my journey. I would love to do this again, but just with another perfumer. a perfumer house or workshop or whatever you call these places. I would love to do it again. And it's fun. I think it's not so much for the fragrance itself. I think it's more so for, I was just talking to my friend about the candle one. The candle wasn't, that great, but I think it's for the experience that the bonding moment that you have with the friend that you bring along with you. It's so much fun. And then afterwards, we just went and grabbed a bite for lunch, and we also went for a walk, and we ended up downtown. This is the friend that I bullied into getting a piercing at Studs downtown Chicago. And hopefully she's not kicking herself and mad at me, but I thought it was so cute and I think it was worth it. So if you're thinking about this, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend that you bring a special friend, or I think this is an amazing gift idea for someone that you know that's into fragrance or wants to get into fragrance. It doesn't necessarily have to be Aroma Workshop. They do this at a lot of different places, but I would recommend it because it was a really fun experience. All right, that brings us to the end. Just wanted to walk you through that experience I had with fragrance and let you know the final verdict, if I liked it or not. And as it stands, I do like it. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button, share it with your friends. Bye.
She's just a fashion girl from Chicago. Rocky, just a fashion girl from Chicago.